Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Kilayim Perek Bet Mishna Dalet. Over here, we're going to speak about changing a field over, but over here we're going to change it over from a field that's planted with grains or vegetables, plants, right? Fruit. Plants and grains and vegetables, and you want to go ahead and turn it over to basically an orchard. You want to turn it over into a field for trees, right? Now, in Hebrew, there's two types of verbs. When you're planting, there's planting seeds. Right, for grain, and there's planting for trees. It's two different verbs. One is lizroa, right, to plant seed, to plant grain or vegetables, and lita is to plant a tree, right? So it's the same verb, but it's the same action, but because it's for different items, right, for different nouns, so it has different verbs associated with it. So if we're going to speak out Mishna, when a person wants to change over a field from grain to trees, or vice versa. Ziru'a v'nimlach litea. A person had a field that was, it was sown. What's the word sown, right? It was sown with seeds, and now he wants to plant trees. Lo yomar eta ve'achar kach ofach, ela hofech ve'achar kach notea. A person can't say, "Oh, let me go ahead and plant the trees, and then I'll turn over the soil." No, first you need to turn over the soil, and then only are you allowed to plant it. Right, so here you go. A person is going ahead and he's literally turning over the soil with the plow, and then only is he allowed to plant it. Actually, it's a picture I want to refer to afterwards. A person had the field that was planted with trees, and he wants to go ahead and sow it, plant seeds, for grain. A person can't say, "Let me plant, and then I will uproot it." Right? Rather, what does he need to do? He needs to uproot the tree, and then only can he plant. So the picture on the right over here, you see someone literally uprooting the tree. You need to take the tree out from its roots. Either you could dig out the roots, or you could cut off the roots, right? Chop it off, right? So both these cases, you either need to plow the field first, if there was grain there, and then could you plant, or if there was an orchard, you need to go ahead and uproot the trees, or chop it by the roots, and then only are you allowed to plant, other seeds over there. Now, let's say a person doesn't want to go ahead and he doesn't want to now uproot all the roots, of the orchard. You can't do that. So what is another option? He could go ahead and chop it down to a stump that's less than 1 tefach over the ground. Then he could plant the other grains. And then he could go back and go ahead and uproot, the stumps that were left. Right, so you see over here just a stump. If you literally get it below up to a tefach off the ground, then it's okay temporarily, right? It's okay temporarily. You could go ahead and plant the seeds, and then you could go ahead and uproot the tree. So uproot the roots. So that really takes care of our Mishnah from changing over a field from grains to trees, or vice versa. Grains to trees, you need to plow out the field first, and then you could plant. You could go ahead and plant the trees. And if you wanted to take an orchard from trees and you want to turn it to grain, you need to uproot the roots, and then only are you allowed to sow the field with the grain.